This is Michael Woodward, and this is Season 2, Episode 74 of the Jumble Think Podcast.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Jumble Think Podcast, where we interview amazing entrepreneurs about their journey into entrepreneurship. Along the way, they help share some tips on how you can chase your big ideas and dreams and make them a reality too. Today on the podcast, we're talking about why you need to have more fun as an entrepreneur. I want to encourage you, if you haven't already, make sure that you go on over to your favorite place to listen to podcasts and subscribe to the podcast. If you like listening on iTunes or Spotify, it's even easier. For iTunes or Apple Podcasts, go to jumblethink.com/iTunes. And for Spotify, jumblethink.com/Spotify. It'll take you right to the app where you can click subscribe. And while you're there, give us a rating and review. Let us know what you think about the podcast. Your ratings and reviews mean the world to us, so we love seeing them. And it lets others know what you think of the podcast, too. Now let's jump into today's episode. Hey there, welcome to the Jumble Think Podcast. My name is Michael Woodward. I am your host. We have an incredible episode lined up for you today. It's all about having fun as an entrepreneur. Before we jump in, we want to thank today's sponsor, OpportunityInChina.com. Have you been looking for a way to change your career or social prospects? Do you see the world around you changing and haven't quite figured out what path to take? You're not alone in seeking opportunity. Visit OpportunityInChina.com for access to scholarships to attend university in China. Or, if you have a bachelor's degree already, OpportunityInChina.com provides access to jobs in the educational sector all across China. Working in China is not only often well paid, but it will place you among 1/5 of the world's population. This will boost your social network, bring you more deeply into the story of globalization, and open doors you never knew existed. So seize your opportunity now. Visit them at OpportunityInChina.com. By the way, they have a great podcast that you should check out too. It talks about the journey of teaching and learning abroad. Make sure you go to wherever you like to listen to podcasts and search for Opportunity in China podcast. Today on the podcast, we are talking about having fun. Yes, fun. You may be wondering, why in the world would we talk about fun? That just seems like a silly topic. Well, if you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, or simply alive, little secret, by the way, if you're listening, I can guarantee that you're alive. We're going to talk about why having fun is so important to living a fulfilled life. It's easy to live life and get stuck in the grind, business, responsibilities, or tasks you have to do. You get buried in life, and all of a sudden you are responding to it without purpose or direction. You start to lose your joy, happiness, or drive to keep going. Does this sound familiar? Does that sound like your life? It might. And today we need to chat about that because something has to change. Now let's take a moment. I want you to think back to your childhood, maybe your teens, or even your college years. Those years without the stress of responsibility or expectations. Now, can you remember just having fun? Maybe for you it was playing video games or playing outside, hanging out with your friends or family. Maybe it was that crazy road trip you took in college, going cross country and seeing all of those sights, eating great food, and meeting new people. It wasn't that life was always easy during those seasons. For many, it was hard and there were hard seasons, but there was a focus on having fun. It was the fun of youth. It was the fun of life. Do you remember what that was like? Now, just think about it. How'd you feel? What'd you think? How'd you act? For me, I can think back even just a few years ago when I first got married to the best woman ever. We were having so much fun. We traveled. We did crazy cool stuff. Even had season passes to Disneyland. Our friends even would say that we were the fun ones. For some today, that might be hard to imagine because life has caught up to us. We have bills to pay and responsibilities with family and friends and community. And so we got pulled back into the dredge of life, the things that we were responsible for, and got lost. But you know what? When we were intentional about it, fun was built into our life. It was part of who we are. Now, I want you to think, how does fun impact your life? Are you having fun anymore? What crazy cool thing have you done lately? How did it make you feel? I know for me, things have gotten busier and busier, more and more responsibilities, and it's in the grind of things I've started to lose the power of having fun in my own life. Sometimes it happens quickly, but often life happens and we simply forget to be intentional about creating the life we want to live. So how intentional are you about building the life you want to live? My guess is that you might be stuck in the flow of letting life happen to you and responding to everyday situations. Now, it doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes you go through in and out of seasons. Sometimes you are creating the best life ever, and sometimes you are just stuck in dealing with life that hits you. Well, today, I want to challenge you to rethink what you're doing. Kill the grind and start living an intentional life that builds fun into it. If you are feeling stuck, introduce fun. Now, the podcast is all about entrepreneurs and dreamers and idea makers, and that creative process is so much fun. But even in the standard work office, fun is really important too. Cypher wrote an article called 6 Reasons Fun at the Office is the Future of Work. Link is in the episode notes. Make sure you check that out. They broke it down into 6 areas. You got to check out the article. I'm just going to highlight it. They start out the article by saying, happy employees are healthier and more productive, so don't overlook the importance of having fun in the workplace. Here are their 6 reasons why having fun is so important. They found that happy employees that are having fun, are healthier. Number 2, having fun improves communication and collaboration. Number 3, fun breeds creativity. Number 4, promoting fun attracts an audience. Number 5, having fun makes employees more productive. Number 6, having fun encourages advocacy. That's a pretty impressive list. Healthy, communication and collaboration, more creativity, attracting a new audience, being more productive, and creating advocates. Wouldn't you want that for your business if you're an entrepreneur or a business owner? Wouldn't you want that for your team if you're an employee or a manager? Having fun, I think, really is part of the future of work, and it's becoming something that a new generation of workers are requiring to sustain and stay in the roles that they have. Having fun looks different to everyone. So you need to step back and really think about what fun looks like to you. As an entrepreneur or business owner, you get to paint the picture and create the culture you want for the things you're creating. You get to invite others into that story, your employees, your team members, your friends, and your family, as you create the culture that you want to live in. So what can fun look like? Well, for many, it looks like things like travel. Whether that's local travel and just hitting up the local scenes, festivals, and fun things to do, or maybe an amusement park just a couple miles down the road. Travel is so significant for many. For others, learning is foundational to that journey of having fun. They want to experience new things. They want to read. They want to do. They want to expand their knowledge. And for them, that is fun. For others, it's play. And play can look like so many different things. It could be playing sports with a rec team. It could be going to a rock climbing wall and climbing. It could be doing pretty much anything and just getting out there and getting active. For others, having fun simply is just changing their environment. Maybe changing the decor of their space, or going to a new space, or working outside instead of in their office, or working from home sometimes, and sometimes in their cubicle or in their specific co-working space. So changing environment can create fun. One of the other elements super significant to having fun is cultivating the right people around you and encouraging your family to be a part of that journey. Your friends and your family shape you more than you probably even could imagine. So making sure that you're incorporating your family, the people you love the most, into that journey of having fun is so important. And then creating and choosing the right friends to build you up and have fun is also so significant. For others, having fun is just getting a lot of rest, or getting the right rest. And then maybe, you know that couch potato, but for them, having fun is having a good movie night, watching and binging on the next great TV series on Netflix, or playing games with a group of people. It's that sense of entertainment, and that's for them is fun. For others, getting outdoors and hiking and camping and running and exercising and doing CrossFit, that's what fun looks like for them. And yet for others, being crafty and working with their hands and doing creative projects is what fun looks like to them. Whatever it is for you, begin to think what fun looks like to you and begin to figure out how you can engage with fun. So now, here's where we're going to get a little bit more proactive. I have 6 questions for you, and I want you to take a moment and think back to when you had fun. Or I want you to think about right now and what's going on in your life and ask these questions. Maybe pause after each question and give yourself a second to think and reflect on the question. The first question, are you having fun? Simple question, right? Well, take a moment and think about it. Really ask yourself, am I having fun? Okay, question number 2. How are you different when you're having fun? This takes a little bit of comparison and contrasting. Think about when you're in the grind or when things are bad and you're not having fun. How are you? Are you cranky? Are you passionless? Do you lack the drive to get things done? Now I want you to think about what it's like when you are having fun. Do you feel energized? Do you feel like you have the drive to go forward? Do you feel like you have purpose? Now I want you to think about that for yourself. How are you different when you're having fun? Go ahead, think about it. Next, number 3, how do you view life when you're having fun? Is life better? Is it worse? Think about that. How do you view your own life when you're having fun? Number 4, for many of you, you feel like maybe you've lost that competitive edge of fun. When was the last time you had fun? When was the last time you had fun at work, at home, in your community? So think about that. Number 5, what's holding you back from having fun? Is it the stress of finances? Is it the stress of family situations? Is it the stress of work situations? Now, after you've thought about what's holding you back, how can you change that? If it's a situation in your family, how can you bring change? If it's a situation with friends, how can you bring change? If it's at work, how can you change that? Or do you need to change your career? Think about that for a second. And number 6, what are you doing to be intentional to build fun into your life? Fun won't happen if you're not intentional about it. So take a moment. How are you being intentional to build fun into your life? Now, fun is going to be different for each of us and for each of our families and our friends and the people we impact. So for you, I'm going to give you a little bit of an experiment. And this is a scary experiment for many. It's going to challenge you and push you out. You see, we're going into the holiday season right now, and for many, the holiday season is one of the most depressing and hard seasons for their life. They get into depression, they get into fear and disappointment. So we're going to change that. You see, Canadian Thanksgiving, it just passed. Halloween's coming up. Thanksgiving's coming up. Christmas is coming up. New Year's is coming up. And so many other little holidays in between all of those. Now, I want you to use this micro experiment and change your future and introduce fun again. How do you do this? Well, first off, you got to define what fun looks like for you. Next, I want you to think, what is going on around you? In your town, in your city, with your family, what are the things you have going on? The holiday season is a busy season, so there's always things you can do to engage, to step out of your comfort zone and push into fun. How can you connect with others during this season and do fun things? What's something new you can learn? Maybe a little craft, maybe something historical that's going on. There are tons of fun little festivals and events and all kinds of parades and classes going on right now. So what could you get involved with that would help spark and cultivate that culture of fun for you? Now it's up to you to start to make that change. You've got to be the one that chooses to be intentional about fun. And I want you to take a moment and maybe do that experiment I just challenged you to do. Or morph it into your own micro experiment over the next day, week, and month ahead. See how it impacts you. Sparks creativity, makes you more motivated, fills your life with happiness and joy. Get out there, make it happen, and start sparking more fun in your life again. In a moment, we'll be back to update you on some exciting things going on at Jumblethink. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed today's episode and that it's encouraged you on your journey of incorporating fun back into your life. Now, we've had some exciting things going on at Jumblethink, and I wanted to encourage you to check them out. Recently, I was on Tom Singer, our good friend Tom Singer's podcast called Cool Things Entrepreneurs Do. Make sure you check out that link in the episode notes, and you can check out that episode where I'm on the other side of the mic and I'm being interviewed by just a really great guy who has a very cool podcast. Make sure you check out his other episodes too. Recently, we launched a new virtual workshop. I want to make sure you know about it. It is super, super, super cool. It is all about building your own website in a day, whether it's for your small business or for that idea you want to share to the world as a personal website. We've worked with hundreds of clients, over 400 clients, to build their websites. I've personally taught hundreds of people how to build their own website. I'd love to help you in that journey. You might be looking to take your small business online, sell your products and services on the global marketplace, or share a message to change your world through blogging, vlogging, or podcasting. Any way you look at it, we will help you through this half-day or full-day workshop. And at the end of that day, you will have a completed website you can launch. It's going to be a fun, interactive course. You're going to be able to have direct access to me. It's going to be a lot of fun. To learn more about it, simply go on over to jumblethink.com/teachme, jumblethink.com/teachme. Learn more about that workshop. Sign up for it. I look forward to connecting with you and helping you build your website. And as we wrap up today's episode, I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, OpportunityInChina.com. Here's a little bit more about them.
At the dawn of the 19th century, forward-thinking people moved to the commercial centers of Europe. Moving into the 20th century, America welcomed millions into the land of freedom and opportunity. It is now the 21st century. Many of the successes and fortunes of our generations will be made in China. To learn how you can seize opportunity in China, follow the Opportunity in China podcast. The Opportunity in China podcast is available anywhere podcasts are streamed, or you can visit our website at opportunityinchina.com.
Well, that does it for today's episode. Our guest on Monday's episode is Joseph Warren. We chat about faith, mindset, and how you can overcome failure by changing the way you view so much of your life. It's a super fun episode. We also talk about his business ventures and what he's creating in the entrepreneurial space. It's going to be a lot of fun, so make sure to check out Monday's episode with Joseph Warren. As we wrap up today's episode, it's your turn now. Get out there, and I want to encourage you, find some fun today and change the world around you.
Les mères de famille, les enfants, peuvent également prendre un moment revitalisant. Dans quelques mois, lorsque vous aurez bien saisi la technique et que vous serez maître de votre corps, vous pourrez vous décontracter même en travaillant.